if your U.S. citizen or permanent resident spouse suddenly decides to stop helping you. In this episode, I'm going to share some real actionable steps that you can take today to start getting out of that situation and getting your freedom. Okay, if you're just seeing me for the first time, welcome. I'm attorney Ify. I help immigrants nationwide get their green card through family, and sometimes those family relationships go bad. So what happens when you're in the process of getting your green card and suddenly your spouse or your parent, or maybe sometimes even your child, becomes abusive and starts basically threatening to call ICE or just refusing to help you? I had one very interesting case where the spouse was actually applying but refusing to provide evidence of his income because he was basically trying to hide that from the IRS or whatever. But to me, that is a form of abuse, right? Abuse doesn't have to be physical. So on today's episode, we're going to talk about the documents you need, the type of abuse that could help you qualify. I'll share some of those stories about my clients, and then also tell you what you can do if your spouse already filed and you're just stuck in that process and there's all of that abuse. So stay tuned and share this live with your friends or whoever needs this, who's going through an immigration process and is not sure how to move forward with their immigration process. The most important thing to remember is that you can file a VAWA self-petition without needing the abuser's help. A lot of people that come to my consultations would ask me if the abuser's spouse is going to find out or if USCIS is going to call them and ask them for something. I'm like, hell no, because this is a self-petition to protect you as a victim of abuse. So there's no way the USCIS is going to contact the abuser for anything. So VAWA is a way to help you get out of that situation and still stay in the U.S. if that's what you still want to do. And most likely, I'm sure that's what you want to do, because when I'm talking to some of you, like the call I had today with this girl who came in on a K1 visa. Okay, so when you come in on a K1 visa, I'm pretty sure your intent was to get married. That's what it's all about, right? It's a fiance visa. So after the K1 visa, and then the spouse is refusing to provide evidence of his income, or just really refusing to help. I think he even left the house or whatever. He just outrightly said, I'm not going to do it. So at that point, it's very confusing, right? Because you came in specifically with that intent to build a future here with somebody who you felt that you were in love with, right? So you're already here right now. So just know that you don't need the abuser to help you at all. Okay. And the second important thing is that abuse does not have to be physical. Okay. So any form of abuse, which would be financial abuse, emotional abuse, sexual abuse. So even if you are married, there could still be some sexual abuse there. You could also get evaluated for a T visa. That's another humanitarian visa, but that's something to talk to an attorney about. But there are different forms of abuse. So if you've been a victim of verbal abuse, emotional abuse, financial abuse, you can still qualify for a self-petition. So just talk to an attorney. All right, as far as the documents you need, I'm going to talk about that a little bit more in this episode, but make sure you ask your questions in the comments, and I'll be able to answer you personally. And also click the link to join my 5-day green card training. It's happening June 16th. The link is going to be in the description. All right. So for the documents you need to file a self-petition, the most important one is going to be evidence of your real relationship. Okay, so even though it's a green card based on abuse, you still need to have a real marriage. All right, so number one, have a real marriage and provide evidence that it was real up until the point that it became abusive. All right, the second most important evidence is evidence of the abuse, and this could be in form of a police report. If you didn't call the police, it could be in form of your therapist's report. You would get a psychological evaluation to determine the type of emotional abuse that you've experienced. All right, if you don't have a psychological evaluation, you could have photographs of any bruises or anything that's happened to show either your luggage or on the streets have had such type of evidence before, because my client came back home and all of his stuff was outside on the road because the spouse usually just has, I think she was an alcoholic or something was going on there. But either way, we're able to get him his green card, and he just got approved for his 10-year green card after a 3-year ordeal with that. So VAWA is for men and women, so take note of that. That's something to know as well. And so during my training, I'll be telling you how to put together your documents through my 4-step formula. It's really all about knowing your history, making sure you qualify, knowing the right documents, and making sure you're putting it together the right way. Okay, and also preparing for that interview, because in 2025, they're gonna call everyone for an interview. So be ready and make sure you have the right evidence and everything is good to go, because you just get one chance, okay? And if you're gonna take that chance, make sure you have the right support beside you. Again, I'm attorney IP. I'm ready to help you in all 50 states. So reach out to me. My number will be on the screen, and I'll see you in the next episode.